Yes, hello everyone. Am I audible? Yes, hi guys. Am I audible? Just write yes or no in the chat box so that we can start. Okay, and also you can write from where you are. Okay, and your college name or degree you are pursuing. Okay, so let me know about my audience. Ahmedabad. Okay, you are pursuing MCA. Yes, guys, tell me. From where do you belong and your qualification. Ahmedabad, okay. BCA. Uttar Pradesh, diploma from computer science, okay. BE computer, CSC graduate, Hyderabad, okay. Noida MCA, okay. All right, okay. Second year CSC, AIDS, BECSE, okay. CSC graduate MP, all right. So, hello everyone. My name is Pranshu Rathor, and I work as a technical trainer for Selected.com. Right, and I have taught around 25,000 students pan India, both online and offline. Right. So, what is our agenda today? To understand the roadmap of DevOps. Right, and before seeing the roadmap of DevOps, we will first understand what is DevOps, right? And what all things are included in DevOps. Sir, do we need graduate for DevOps or we can start from diploma? You can start from diploma. Okay. And I'm third year computer science. Okay, Kolkata. CSC, okay. Okay, I guess all of you are from a technical background, right? So you have the basic knowledge of computers and all these things. So it will be very easy for you to understand what is DevOps, right? Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, and here I will just give me a moment. Yes, my screen is visible to everyone. Yes, you guys have any questions? We will. I'll give you 10 minutes after this session. Okay, so that slot, the 10-minute slot, will be dedicated for Q&A. Right. So then we will have question and answers. Right. Okay. So let us first understand what is DevOps. Right. So you can see slide here. Right. So first of all, let us understand that what is DevOps, right? So if we talk about the word dev and ops, okay, so it is a combination of two things. One is dev and other one is the ops. So dev stands for development, right? And ops stand for operations. Okay. So in DevOps, what we do, we combine the development and the operations part of an application, right? First, what you will do, you will develop an application, right? Then secondly, what you will do, you will deploy that application, right, on the internet or any cloud platform. So that comes under the operations, right? So we have development and operations. So this is what DevOps means, right? So you can see in the development part we have certain phases. So plan is there. Okay, you will plan something, then you will code that application, then you will build that application, and you will test that application, right? Then you will release it for the deployment. Okay, and there you will perform certain more phases like operate and monitor. So we will understand what all these phases are, and what is DevOps, right? And you can also see we represent DevOps with this infinity symbol, right? So why we give DevOps an infinity symbol? Because it is a never-ending process. Okay, this process means this process continues in a cycle, or you can say in a loop. So that is why we have given infinity symbol here, right? So it is a never-ending process. This process never ends. Okay, so let us now move on to our next slide. So for understanding DevOps, we need to understand these four pointers. Okay. So first, we will see evolution of software development over the years, means how we make softwares from year to years, okay, over different period of time. So we will see. And secondly, we will see one use case, that how Facebook started using DevOps. Okay, and then thirdly you will understand what is DevOps, and on the fourth we will see different tools used in all these DevOps phases, right? So let us see our first pointer. Okay, so you can see traditional waterfall model. Okay, so there are different models that you learn in software engineering, right? So you all are from computer science background, you have one subject, right, software engineering. So in that software engineering subject, you see these different models, right? Waterfall model, agile development model, DevOps is also a model. Okay, and you have also heard about spiral model, iterative model, right? So these are different models, how we make softwares out of it, right? So what happens in traditional waterfall model, as the name suggests that it is traditional, okay, it is very old and typical, right? So what was happening in waterfall model? Let us see. Complete requirements are clear and fixed. Okay, we will get the complete requirements from our client. Okay, and product definition is stable, means the product is not changing, right? So product will be stable for a long period of time. And what will be the best example of this waterfall model? We can say ATM machine. Okay, so in an ATM machine, all requirements are clear and fixed. We can do certain things only. Uh, we can dispense the cash, okay, or we can check our balance, right? And product definition is also stable. Okay, if you go to an ATM machine, okay, after 5 years or 10 years you will go, you will find the same machine and the same software. Okay, so the product definition is stable. Okay, product will not change, will not upgrade, okay, frequently. And then there are certain drawbacks in waterfall model. It takes a lot of time to develop softwares out of waterfall model. Okay, so that is the reason why means previously we took around means months and years to make one software. So because of this waterfall model, right? Then secondly, we have this agile model. Okay, what happens in agile development model? Let us see. Requirements change frequently. Okay, here your requirements are going to change frequently. Okay, and development needs to be fast, right? So what will happen in agile model? In waterfall model, complete requirements were coming. Okay, and we cannot change our requirements, okay, so much frequently in waterfall model. So in agile development model, we don't implement the complete requirements. Okay, we start with the chunks of requirements. Okay, let us say 5 requirements, then 10 requirements. Then development is also getting fast because we are not implementing whole requirements in a one go, right? So that is why development time also increases, decreases here, right? So this is happening in agile development model. And we can say the best example of agile development is, you can say, Amazon website. Okay. So previously, if we go on Amazon, we can only purchase products, right? And now if you go to Amazon, you can see there are many services it provides. Okay, it provides you the, you can pay bills. Okay, you can do recharge, you can book tickets, right? You can book hotels. There is UPI system. So we are changing our requirements. Okay, so this is what is happening in agile development model. Now, third thing is the DevOps approach. Okay. So, what was missing in the agile development? Operations. Okay. So, operations was not there in agile development model, right? So, that is why we need operations also. Okay. So, here we came up with this DevOps approach. Okay. So, DevOps model, we also do the development and we also do the operations. Okay. So, you can see DevOps is made out of agile model only. So here also you can see requirements change frequently. We will change our requirements. We will update our product, okay, time by time. And development needs to be agile, means development needs to be fast and operations also needs to be fast. Okay. So it is like the moment we develop our applications and on the go it should be reached out to our users, right? So this is what happens in DevOps model. Okay, so till up till here, everything is clear to everyone. Okay, then we will move on to our next slide. Just write yes or give me a thumbs up. Okay, then we will see the use case of Facebook. Okay, okay, okay. Only one thumbs up is coming. Where are the other guys? Are you sleeping? Okay, okay, okay. Now let us go back to our slide. Okay, now let us go to the use case. Okay, now let us see what happened in 2011 with Facebook. Okay, so in 2011, Facebook faced one challenge. Okay, so let us see what was that challenge. So in 2011, Facebook released some features. Okay, so what was those features? Timeline feature was there. Okay, music feature was there, and ticker feature was there. What happens in timeline feature, now it is called as memories on Facebook. Okay, if you use Facebook, so the previous means earlier it was called as timeline. Now it is called as memories feature. Okay, in which you have on the new year you see that memories feature. Okay, it will build a collage of all your years photos and it will show you, right? Then we have music feature, means you can put music behind your post on Facebook. Then we have ticker feature. Okay, what will happen in ticker feature means those two blue ticks are coming, right, when someone reads your messages. So this is that ticker feature. So in 2011, Facebook launched these three features. Okay, timeline, music, and ticker. Now, what was the challenge? Development was not the challenge. Okay, they have developed these three features. So, what was the challenge? Operations was the challenge. Okay, so why operations was the challenge? Because Facebook have the worldwide crowd. Okay, means every user in every country is using Facebook, right? So worldwide deployment is a challenge. Operations is a challenge here. Okay, so they neglected this challenge. Okay, they did not take it as a challenge. Okay, so what they did, they released the feature to 500 million users. So in 2011, Facebook were having 500 million users, which is equal to 50 crores. Okay, so they released the feature to every user. Now what they faced after releasing that feature? Heavy website traffic. Okay, so there was a heavy crowd on their website, and because of that crowd, what happened? Server meltdown. Okay, so their servers crashed. Okay, Now, so they wanted to know, okay, why this happened. So they collected feedback from the users. Okay, so they get mixed responses from the users, which lead to no conclusion. Okay, because every user was saying different thing, so they didn't know the actual reason why it happened, right? So this was the use case in 2011 with Facebook, right? So operations is a challenge here. So worldwide deployment is a challenge, right? So everyone got the challenge. So what was the challenge with Facebook in 2011? Just give me yes or thumbs up. Okay, so this is the reason why there are news you see about the social media website that Twitter was down for 2 hours. Instagram was down for 3 hours. So these are some challenges that they face in their everyday life, right? Okay, so now let us see what they did after facing this challenge. So now you can see post this they came up with the dark launching technique. Okay, so they came up with a dark launching technique. So let us understand what is dark launching technique. So you can see according to dark launching technique, the new features are first deployed on a smaller and specific user base. Okay. So let me tell you what is dark launching technique in very simple words. We will not deploy our feature to all the users in a one go. Okay. So we will divide our users in different groups, and then one by one to each group we will deploy our feature. Okay. So this is only happening in dark launching technique. So you can see the new features are first deployed on smaller and specific user base. So we will create different groups, and then one by one to each group we will deploy that feature. They are continuously monitored and feedbacks are continuously developed and tested. Okay. So once we give a feature to one group, then we will monitor that group. Okay, whether the users are facing some problem with my feature or not, and the feedbacks are continuously developed and tested. I will also take the feedbacks from that user group, and I will also develop and test it in parallel if I find there are certain bugs in my application. Once the features are stable, they are deployed on other user bases and multiple releases. Okay, once I find my feature is stable now, so I will give it to another group also. Okay, so this is what happening in dark launching technique. So everyone got the dark launching technique. Okay, just write yes, give me a thumbs up. Then we will see how DevOps emerged from dark launching technique. Okay, and I will also tell you one thing, that dark launching technique is not a new thing to Facebook. Okay, that Facebook invented some dark launching technique. Dark launching technique is very traditional. Okay, so Google also used dark launching technique while deploying Gchat. Okay, so when Google released Gchat, so through dark launching technique only it deployed that Gchat. So what Google did, it only give that GChat to first employees only. Okay. So first only company employees will get that GChat application. Then it was deployed to the public. Okay. What is importance of DevOps? Okay, this is the importance of DevOps. Suppose if you have a very scale means a non-scalable application. Okay, what will happen if there is a heavy crowd on your website? So what you will do? So operations, to improve the operations we need DevOps. Okay, and also to make the synchronization between development and operations team. So we will see each and everything. Okay, you will understand why DevOps is important. Okay, so now let us go to the next slide. So in this next slide, you can see dark launching technique in pictorial representation. Okay, so one diagram is there. So let us understand this diagram. Okay, so suppose Facebook is there, right? So Facebook made some new features, okay, you can say. So you see, suppose we have three user groups. Okay, I have divided my all users in three groups. Okay, so you can see I am giving feature to first group only. So first group is on and these two groups are off. So I will give that feature to this group. Okay, and if I find that there is some bug, so what I will do, I will roll back, I will develop it, test it, and I will also again I will give this feature to this group, right? So you can see what we call it continuous monitoring. We will monitor this user, okay, this user group. So we will see if there are certain bugs or not, they are able to use our application easily or not. And if we find some bugs, then again we will roll back, then again we will develop it, test it, then again we will give it to this user group. Okay, so this loop will continue until our feature is stable. Okay, once our feature becomes stable, what we will do, continuous integration. Okay, means here we build a CI/CD pipeline where our development is combined with the operations. Okay, then you can see now what I will do, continuous deployment. I will now give it to other user groups also. Okay, so you can see the second user group is also on here. Okay, now this first cycle will continue for two user groups. Okay, now this first one will be on, then second one will also be on. Okay, so now we will monitor these two groups. Okay, and if I find bugs, then I will roll back, develop it, test it, then again I will give to these two user groups. Okay, then if our feature is stable, then again what we will do, we will uh, on our third user group, then again this cycle will repeat for three user groups. Okay, so now did you understand why DevOps have an infinity symbol, why it is a never ending process? Because new features will also come. Okay, and new users will also come, right? So that is why it we represent it with infinity. Okay, so it is a never ending process, right? So now let us see what happens here. Okay, so to implement dark launching, the below activities are fundamental as they lie at the heart of DevOps lifecycle. Okay, so if you want to build a DevOps lifecycle, so you need to implement these five activities. Okay, first one is continuous development, second one is continuous testing, then third one is continuous integration, fourth one is continuous deployment, and fifth one is continuous monitoring, right? So on dark launching technique only we have made DevOps. Okay, so you can say dark launching technique is the foundation of DevOps. Okay, so now what was happening earlier, let us discuss the problem here. Okay, now suppose I am a developer. Okay, so I developed some feature, right, and it is working fine. I have built that feature, I have tested that feature, I have done everything. Okay, now suppose you are working in operations team. Okay, so what I will do, I will give you that application and I will tell you, okay, you can deploy this on the server, everything is done, right? Now for some reasons, let us say that server that application didn't work on that server. Okay, so you will come to me, what you will tell me that uh, this feature is not working, this application is not working on the server, please check your code, right? Then what I will tell you, I will tell you that I have built that feature, I have tested that feature on my system. Okay, it is working perfectly fine, so you check your server, right? So what you will tell that everything else is running fine on server, only this code is not working. Okay, so can you understand the problem, what is happening? Okay, conflicts between the development and operations team is happening here. Okay, so to resolve these conflicts, we have introduced this DevOps model, okay, in which there is development also and operations also, and we combine both these things. Okay, so now did you guys got the importance of DevOps, why we are using DevOps here, and you did you understand the problems, what problems we will face if we don't use DevOps? Okay, just write yes or give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, now we will see the actual definition of DevOps. Okay. So you can see DevOps is a software development approach. Okay. So it is just a approach. Okay. It is just a recipe to make something, right? So many students confuse it. Okay, that DevOps is a tool, or DevOps is a software, or DevOps is a framework or library, or DevOps is a language. So it is just a approach. Means it is just a model, just like waterfall model. Okay, so through which what we did, which involves continuous development, testing, integration, deployment, monitoring of software throughout its development lifecycle. So you have heard this term also, SDLC, software development lifecycle. So we implement DevOps phases in SDLC, okay, in software development lifecycle. So you can see these phases: plan, code, build, test, then integration is there, deploy, operate, monitor. So integration is the heart of DevOps. Okay. Here only we combine this development and operations part. So how this is combined, let us understand this. Okay. And we will also see now different DevOps tools. Okay. So for implementing certain phases, which tools you need, right? So I will open one whiteboard. Okay, so first what we will do, we will plan, right? So I'm making plan. So we will plan something, right? So now can you guys tell me, if you want to plan something, which computer tools you are going to use? Okay, you have some plan of business, or if you have some plan of website, then how you are going to plan, which tools you are going to use in your laptop? Okay, it is very simple. Everyone have used certain tools. So tell me, guys. Yes, can you tell me? For coding or other sir, we are not doing coding now, right now. Okay, code phase is not there, plan phase is there. So for planning something, what you will use in your laptop? Notepad. Okay, very nice, Daniel. Okay, notepad, docs. Okay, you will write something, so you will use notepad, docs, right? Tell me other tools. Yes, yes, you guys are getting it. Okay, think more tools. VS Code. No, for code, it is a code editor, not a text editor. Okay, so in VS Code, we cannot plan. Okay, if you want to present your idea to some investors, okay, so which tool you are going to use? Excel, Google Sheets. Yes, very nice, Amrita. Okay, you will use Excel. Okay, if you want to visualize some data, if you want to collect some data and analyze that data, you will use Excel. Very nice. Okay, and PPT. Yes, PowerPoint. Okay, if you want to draw something, then okay, we have different tools. Draw.io is there, Lookit chart is there, okay, Paint is there. Okay, so these are all the planning tools. So here I will write all those tools. So what you will use, MS Office, right? So in MS Office, Excel, PowerPoint, all these things we are going to use. Okay, so MS Office is there. Then you will also use Microsoft Teams. Okay, Google Meet. Okay, if you're working in team, if you want to make conferences, if you want to plan, right? So MS Office, Teams, Meet, Google. Okay, uh, Google 365 you will use. Okay, in which Google Sheets, Docs, Slides, everything comes. Okay, and for drawing something, you can use draw.io. Okay. Uh, okay, and you can use look at charts. Okay, if you want to make charts, right? So these are planning tools. Okay. Then the next phase is the code. Okay. So what you will do now, you will code, right? Now tell me which tools, languages you are going to use for code phase. Yes, Slack. Yes, Daniel. Very nice. VS Code. Yes, yes. Okay, so you need VS Code, right? Then what else you need? Python. Yes, yes. Any programming language you will need. Okay, so let us take the example of Python. Okay, then you also need to know for code part one operating system. Okay, so that is Linux operating system. Okay, so what is Linux operating system? Linux operating system is a command line operating system. Okay, so everything you do there with commands, right? So you need to learn this Linux operating system, VS Code and Python, right? And you can say Java also, then JavaScript. Is it must we use Linux? Yes, yes. Okay, because without Linux, you will not be able to integrate everything. Okay, so for integration, we need a platform. Okay, so that is Linux. Open source, yes, it is open source, right? And one more very important thing in the code part is Git and GitHub. Okay, so now can you tell me what is Git and GitHub? Any other operating system? Yes, you can use any other operating system also. Okay, you can do the same thing on Windows also, and you can do the same thing on Mac OS also, right? Why I am suggesting Linux operating system here? Because majority of companies, okay, use this operating system. And if you are going to use any cloud platform, AWS or you can say Azure, so there also you will get a console integrated with Linux. So that is why Linux is important here. Okay, we basically create a repo that push and put code for team collab. Yes, yes. Okay, so very nice, Daniel. It is used to store our code and publish it online. Yes, yes. So you are telling me the definition of GitHub. Okay, what is Git then? Git and GitHub both are different things. Okay, what is GitHub? Means what is Git? You are telling me the GitHub part. Okay, let us talk about Git. Anyone? Okay, so let me tell you, Git is a version control system. Okay, so now why you need version control system? Let us understand. Now suppose I am track changes made in source code. Yes, yes, very nice, Ahmed. Okay, so it is, yes, it is a version control, right? So now let us suppose our life without version control system. Okay, let us say there is no version control system. Then what will happen with us? Let us see. Okay, now I am a manager. Okay, I am team manager. Okay, I will hire different person. Okay, for writing code. Okay, now let us say I have hired 5 person. Okay, now I will give some task to these 5 person. Okay, now each and every person will do a task and come to me. Okay, I will review their code. Okay, then I will cross check their code, review their code. Then I will integrate it with the main source code. Okay, the template that I will be having, I will take that code and I will put in my template. Right. So it is possible for doing this in 5 people. Right. Now let us say if there are 500 people who are working on an application, then is it possible for me to daily check 500 people code, then cross check it, then integrate it? Is it possible, guys? Yes or no? No. Okay, it will be very hard. Okay. And let us say the number is 500. Okay, maybe. Okay, Kush, let us say number is 500. If I increase it to 10,000, then so Kush, tell me, can you take the code of 10,000 people and review it, cross check it, and make integrate it in your project? Okay, so the answer is no, right? So that is why we need Git, okay, the version control system. There are certain version control systems in the market. So, okay, if I write version control systems, okay, so you can see in short we call it VCS, and version control system, version control tools list, if we see, so you can see Git. Okay, so Git is the very popular version control system. Then you can see Mercurial also, Apache Subversion is also there, Bitbucket is there, GitLab is also there, right? So these all are version control system. So what a version control system will do, okay, we can track our we will come to Jenkins. Okay, we will track our code, right? Who is writing which code? Okay, if there are 500 people, how will I get to know that who is writing which code? Suppose if someone have written faulty code, okay, then pushed it to the server, then everything will go down. Then how I will going to identify that person, right? So we can track the changes in our code, we can track people, okay, we can see the history of our code. Okay, we can also make versions out of our code, right? We need versions, we need updates. So that is why for code management, okay, so code management is also necessary whenever you are creating a project. So for code management we use Git, right? Then why we use GitHub? GitHub is a code hosting platform. Okay, it helps you to host your code online. Okay, so why we need to host our code? So that we can collab with teams. Okay, now suppose there are different teams who want to collab on single project, right? So for team collaboration and synchronization, we use GitHub, and for version control and for code management, we use Git. Okay, so now is it clear to everyone? Okay, Git and GitHub. Just write yes or no in the chat box. Then we will see other phases tools. Okay, and what we call this? Okay, I'll write it. So this activity is known as continuous development. Okay, so planning and coding. This comes under continuous continuous development. Okay. So now what is next? Okay, next one is the build phase. Okay. So can anyone tell me that why I need to build my application? Okay. Suppose I have planned one application, I have also made code of that application. Now why I need to build? Okay, can I directly deploy my code on the server? Can I do it directly? Yes, guys. Why I need to build my application? Can I deploy my code directly? Harsh is telling no. Why, Harsh? Why you cannot deploy your code directly? You can on your own server. You can on your own. Yes, on our own server we can deploy our code directly. Means we can deploy, right? So why we need to build? Why you need to build them? Why we are wasting our time building applications? Yes, for security. For what kind of security? Can you explain, Manoj? Okay, now okay, I'll tell you why we need to build. Basically, we got to deploy it for the team before making it public. No, that is not the reason to build. Okay, I'll tell you why we build. So let us say I'm a developer. Okay, I have made some application. Yes, sir. Without. Okay, so I want to deploy my application. Okay, now when I have developed my application, I was using i5 processor. Let us say. Okay, and I was using 16 GB of RAM. Okay, then that application is working on my laptop. Now if I deploy it, okay, so is it a guarantee that all users are will be able to use that application? Okay, if my users are having i5 processor, 16 GB RAM, or i7 processor, 16 GB RAM, then they are able to use it. Okay, what will happen on a system if it will have i3 processor or 8 GB of RAM? Are you getting my point? Okay, so I cannot expect that all my users will be having i5 laptop, right? So what I need here? I need to build my application. Okay, so that it can run on any configuration or any system requirement specification, right? So whether a system have i5 or whether a system have i3, okay, whether it have 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM, okay, then the another reason for building is, suppose if I deploy my code directly, okay, so if someone wants to use my application, what he need to do? He need to set up the whole development environment. He need a code editor, then there he will take the code, he will run that application, right? So we also don't want users to make tedious configurations. Okay, so we don't want user to configure. Okay, so uh, if it is the case, then many users are not going to use my application, right? So did you guys get it? Why we are building our applications? Just write yes in the chat box. Okay, okay. So that is why we can run YouTube on 5,000 rupees phone also and 50,000 rupees phone also, right? So YouTube application will work on both the phones. Okay, where means regardless of their configuration or you can say specification, right? So there are certain build tools you can see. So the most popular build tool is Docker. Okay, so if you open the website of Docker, so you can see what is their tagline: develop faster, run anywhere. Okay, so you can see we should be able to run our application anywhere. Okay, so here also you can see, okay, so Docker helps developers build, share, run, and verify applications anywhere without tedious environment configuration or management. Okay, so you can see it is a build tool. Okay, so you can see and you can integrate this build tool in VS Code also. Okay, so on certain cloud platforms also it is available like AWS, Azure, and Google. Okay, so this helps us to build our application. And I should also tell you that Docker is the world's first build tool. Okay, so for building we use Docker. Okay, we also have Kubernetes. Okay, it is also used for building for scaling your applications. Okay, so in Docker we will build, and through Kubernetes we scale our applications. Right, then third, after build we have the test. Okay, so testing tool will now depend on your application. Okay, so using which programming language you are making uh, application, that is going to depend your test. Okay, testing tool. So if you are using Python, then PyTest is there. Okay, so you can see PyTest for Python testing framework, right? If you are using Java, so you will use JUnit. Okay, so you can see JUnit is also open source testing framework of Java. And if you are going to use JavaScript, so you will use Jest. Okay, so Jest is there. Yes, this. Okay, so Jest delightful JavaScript testing, right? If you want to test your websites, then Selenium is one of the tool. Okay, so you can see Selenium website. So Selenium automates browsers, that it's okay. So if you want to test your websites, so you can use the Selenium automation testing, right? So did you guys get this building and testing? Okay, and what we call this phase? Okay, it is continuous testing, right? Now after continuous testing, what is their continuous integration? Okay. Now I will make the integration here. Okay, so you will see how development and operations are combining. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, so this is our continuous integration where we combine the development means continuous testing activity and okay, I'll write it continuous integration. Okay, continuous integration in which we integrate these two activities and the one activity that is deploy. Okay, so now I will make this continuous deployment. Okay, so continuous deployment, right? So in integration, continuous integration, we combine these okay activities. So now for doing continuous integration, what you can use? Okay, everyone knows it. That is the Jenkins, right? So I can search here Jenkins. Okay, so you can see Jenkins. It is an open source automation server. Okay, it helps automate the part of software development related to building, testing, and deploying. So the same things which I told you. Okay, so building, testing, and deploying. We integrate the development and operation both these things in Jenkins. Okay, so in the Jenkins only, what we will do, we will create a CI/CD pipeline. So in that CI/CD pipeline, we put these build wali activity, test activity, and the deploy activity. Okay, means our server or our cloud, right? So deploy, right? So what happens in CI/CD pipeline? I will tell you. Now, suppose if I've made some code, okay, what I will do, I will give that code to the Jenkins. So Jenkins will automatically, you can see, it is a automation tool. So it will automatically build your code, then it will automatically test it using your testing tool, and it will automatically deploy it to your server instance. Okay. So we no need to worry about these three activities. Okay, we don't, that manual part is gone. Okay, earlier what I was doing, I was developing feature, I was going to operations team, then I was telling, okay, do it, deploy it. So that manual thing is over here, right? So it will automatically build, test, and deploy your application. And if there are certain errors in build activity, so only the person who is responsible for this build, okay, that notification will go to that build person. And if is there any problem in test, so that notification will go to the uh, test employee or test person. And if there is some problem on the deploy, so this notification will only go to the deploy related person, right? So that conflict is also gone in Jenkins, right? So that is why we use Jenkins. Okay, so for continuous integration, okay, I'll write here for continuous integration. There are different tools. Jenkins is there. Okay, and for deploy, now for deploying, we have different cloud platforms like AWS is there. Okay, then GCP is there. Then Azure is there. Okay, so there are different cloud platforms. Okay, where we can deploy, right? And these cloud platforms give you some services through which you can also monitor your application. Okay, so monitoring is also a part of operations. Okay, so monitor. Okay, there are certain monitoring tools also through which you can monitor your applications. Okay, so one I will tell you, one Nagios is there. Okay, so you can search for it. Okay, so it is a okay, so you can see a powerful open source IT infrastructure monitoring tool. Okay, so you can see it is open source, and you can also visit its website. Okay, the industry standard in open source IT monitoring tools, right? So this is about the DevOps. Okay, so you need to learn all these things for becoming a DevOps engineer, right? And this is a very small picture. Okay, let me show you the big picture now. Okay, these are very few tools that we have talked about. Okay, if we see, uh, okay, let us see this picture. Okay, so you can see there are many tools, okay, for implementing DevOps lifecycle. So you can see for plan, okay, plan, Google Docs is there. Okay, Office is there. Teams is there. Okay, Drive is there. Asana. Okay, this you have heard. Okay, Pivotal Tracker, look at chart.raw.io. Okay, then you can see we have Code Climate, GitLab. Okay, NPM, Package Manager, Kubernetes, Docker. Okay, GitHub. Then you can see, okay, Node is there. Selenium, we talked about Selenium, right? Then integration, you can see integration, we have Jenkins. Okay, then we have Circle CI, Travis CI, Split, we have CodeShip, right? Then for deployment, we have different cloud platforms, Google Cloud Platform. Okay, then Heroku, Chef, Azure, AWS, right? Then for operate and monitoring also, you can see many tools. Nagios, we have seen Nagios. New Relic is also there. Okay, then we also have the Salesforce. So okay, it is for feedback. Okay, so okay, Zoho CRM for the feedback. We can take this also. So there are many tools. So you just have to pick those tools which are industry relevant and which have the job market, majority of job market. Okay, so the tools that we have discussed here, this our job market is based on these tools only. Okay, so wherever you will go, you will need Git and GitHub. You will need Docker, Kubernetes. You will need Jenkins. You will need AWS, Azure, or GCP. Right. So this is about the roadmap of DevOps. So now you guys can ask me questions. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Now let us have our Q&A. Yes, guys. Okay, if you don't have any question, you can give your feedback. Okay, for this session. Which type of job roles in DevOps? Okay, you will become a DevOps engineer. Okay, so as a DevOps engineer, you will be responsible for this whole life cycle, software development life cycle. So you will be implementing all these activities in that cycle, which we have discussed. So you need to have a knowledge of Git and GitHub, Docker, Kubernetes. What is the value of DevOps and why we use DevOps? We have discussed it. Okay, what's the first step to start DevOps? Okay, the first step is learn some basic Python. Okay, and then you can learn Linux operating system. Okay, then after learning basic Python and Linux operating system, you can learn Git and GitHub. Then you can learn how you can manage your code, track your code with Git and GitHub. Okay, so this is how you can start. Okay, the means from the very first activity you can start. Okay, first learn about the code. Okay, then learn about the building, then learn about the testing. So like this you can go. Yes, any more doubts? सर प्लेसमेंट के टाइम अगर ये सर्टिफिकेट अप्लाई करते हैं तो किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन पूछे जा सकते हैं? ठीक है, सो क्वेश्चंस आपसे किस तरीके के पूछेंगे? आपसे टूल्स के ऊपर अलग-अलग क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएँगे। ओके, आपसे हैंड्स ऑन करवा कर देखा जाएगा। मान लो आपको कोई एप्लीकेशन दे दिया, तो वो आपसे बोल सकते हैं कि भाई डॉकर से इसको बिल्ड करके दिखाओ। ओके, या फिर गिट एंड गिटहब से मुझे इसकी रिपॉजिटरी को कनेक्ट करके दिखाओ। ओके, सो इस तरीके के वो हैंड्स ऑन वाले टास्क दे सकते हैं, टूल्स से रिलेटेड ही। ठीक है, एडब्ल्यूएस की EC2 इंस्टेंस पर एक क्या बोलते हैं, मुझे एप्लीकेशन डिप्लॉय करके दिखाओ, या फिर जेनकिंस से मुझे एक CI/CD पाइपलाइन क्रिएट करके दिखाओ जहाँ पर एप्लीकेशन की ऑटोमेटेड बिल्डिंग, टेस्टिंग और डिप्लॉयमेंट हो जाए। सो इस तरीके के आपसे वो क्वेश्चंस कर सकते हैं। सो टूल्स से रिलेटेड ही पूछने वाले हैं वो। ठीक है, टूल्स एंड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग थोड़ी अच्छे से आनी चाहिए आपको। तो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग के कॉन्सेप्ट्स अच्छे से पढ़ के जाना, क्योंकि सॉफ्ट डेवऑप्स इज प्योरली बेस्ड ऑन सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग ओनली। ओके, so any more doubts? So your quiz link is there. Okay guys, so you can go to this link for the quiz. Okay, and you can take your certificates, right? Okay guys. Yes, thank you Surbi, thank you Aditi. Yes, thank you Manoj.